Hello everyone, I'm the Sports Quiz 101 and today I'll be giving you my full playoff predictions for the NFL. Wildcard round starts up this weekend. First games start on Saturday. We'll be looking to predict all the games from the wildcard round all the way to the Super Bowl. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting as usual in the AFC. This first game going to take place Saturday night. The Chargers and the Jaguars. These two met up in the regular season. In fact, all the games in the wild card round are regular season rematches. Of the games in the AFC, this is the only one I wouldn't label as an exact rematch. And by that, what I mean is it's not going to be taking place at the same venue that the regular season matchup took place. Because the regular season matchup was over in LA. This one's going to be in Jacksonville. Here, you look at the regular season matchup. Jacksonville dominated that one. Granted, Justin Herbert at that point was still going through a pretty serious rib injury. On the flip side, the Chargers, again, dealing with some injuries after they played their starters and lost to the Denver Broncos last week. Mike Williams, in particular, could miss the contest. Ultimately, I just like Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville will come ready to play more than the Chargers, and maybe this will be another instance of the Chargers charging away another game. But yeah, I like Jacksonville there. Probably the best game in the AFC wildcard slate there. Moving on now. Sunday Night Football this week will be Ravens and Bengals. A rematch of just last week where Cincinnati won by 11 over the third-string Baltimore quarterback. And this week, the Ravens may or may not have Lamar Jackson back. But I think even if Lamar does make his return, I just don't trust him in the playoffs. Give me Cincinnati to get the home victory. Moving on, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills. To take place in Buffalo, I feel like Miami would have a shot if Tua could play in this game. Unfortunately, he has been ruled out. And it sounds like the Dolphins are planning on playing with third-string quarterback Skylar Thompson. And with that being the case, I just don't see how they go to Buffalo and win. Give me the Bills there easily. All right, moving on. NFC, the 4-5 matchup to take place Monday night is the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay able to get in by virtue of winning their division. Otherwise, they would have missed the playoffs. They went 8-9 on the year. And yet, I still trust Tom Brady more than I do the Dallas Cowboys in general. So give me Buccaneers to win that one. And that game and this next one between the Giants and the Vikings are going to be two great games. I mean, Giants-Vikings, we saw that a couple weeks ago. It was set up by a last-second field goal kicked by Greg Joseph, and it was a 61-yarder. And I expect this game to be similarly close. But, again, there's one quarterback I just trust here more than the other. And oddly enough, that's the guy who typically struggles in primetime, Kirk Cousins. Give me the Vikings to get the home win over the Giants once again. Maybe utilizing some more Vikings magic to get to the divisional round. And then we have the game that's going to kick off the wild card round, the Seahawks and the 49ers. Look, I just think the 49ers are in a league of their own, at least when compared to the Seattle Seahawks. I don't think Seattle comes that close. Give me the 49ers here. All right, moving on, divisional round. AFC, let's look at what my Chiefs are doing. They got the bye, and if I'm correct, they will play the Jacksonville Jaguars in the divisional round. Now, this is a regular season rematch once again. This game took place in Kansas City. I believe it was week 10? Yeah, let's say week 10. And that was a game that the Chiefs won by double digits. It was the first time that the Jaguars had lost a game by double digits all year. And also the first time that they trailed for the entirety of the game. And if my memory serves me correctly, that was the game where the Jaguars were doing all kinds of things you would expect from desperate teams. Now here, I don't think they're going to play so desperate. They're obviously going to play to try to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs, top seed in the AFC. But I don't think it's going to be quite enough, especially against the Chiefs team coming off a bye. You know how good Andy Reid is coming off a bye if you paid any attention at all to that. Give me Kansas City. And then you have the other game, which is Cincinnati-Buffalo. And really, this is one I struggle with. This is a game that honestly could go either way. Like, when they were supposed to be in the regular season, I was picking the Bengals because I figured Josh Allen was a bit too turnover prone, and that would lead to Buffalo's demise. And for that similar reason, I'm picking the Bengals here to beat them in Buffalo. That being said, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Buffalo won that game. It wouldn't surprise me at all. After all, any game between the top three, I feel, could very easily go any way. Kansas City can beat Buffalo. Buffalo can beat Kansas City. Kansas City, I believe, can beat Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has obviously shown us they can beat Kansas City. And likewise, Buffalo, they can beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they can beat Buffalo. But here, I feel the turnovers make the difference. Give me Cincinnati there. So it'll be Bengals, Chiefs in the AFC Championship, second year in a row. Looking at the NFC now, Vikings, 49ers. I think the 49ers are just a bit too dominant for the Vikings to handle. Give me them at home over the Minnesota Vikings. And then Buccaneers, Eagles. Look, I think the Buccaneers are going to not have to be so one-sided on offense. One-dimensional, I should say. I mean, they've had a rushing attack so poor that it's forced them to be one-dimensional with Brady under center. But they're going to have a decent game from their rushing attack if they want to beat the Eagles. And I don't think they're going to get that rushing attack. So give me Philadelphia to get the win and set up a 49ers-Eagles NFC Championship.